What's going on, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to another video. So what do we have before us? We have the 122 TM. Now this tank is the new marathon tank for World of Tanks. If you don't know what that is, basically you play a set of missions to get discounts on the tank. It's a tier 8 premium, and if you get all 10 missions done, you get the tank for completely free. So it's a good deal, but it's a lot of grinding. So today in this video, we're going to be checking out what the tank's good at, what it's bad at, some gameplay of it, and we're going to look at some stats. So make sure you guys remember to like and subscribe. Enjoy the video. Peace. All right, here we are. We're on our trusty tanks.gg website. Great website, by the way, if you're ever trying to learn how to play your tanks. And we're just going to look at the stats. So 1400 DPM, not great at all. Definitely one of the lowest at tier 8. Definitely one of the roughest thing about the tank. But the gun, very nice. 400 alpha. That 17-second reload, oh my goodness. Aim time 2.2, it's not terrible. 0.32 dispersion is actually pretty good. Going through 120 caliber, so you're not going to be able to overmatch a lot of those 40 millimeter plates. 30 ammo capacity is not great. Top speed is 50, but the power to weight is 15, which is not great. So I end up, I think, running turbo on mine. Gun depression 8 degrees for a Chinese medium tank. That's very good. There's something awesome about this tank. 1400 health points. That's also pretty good. Let's see what else. Stationary camo 16%. It's not bad. 370 view range, which is pretty bad for a tier medium tank. It means you're gonna have to run optics or have to deal with not having great view range. Let's check the 3D model. So upper plate is it's not bad. It's 210. I feel like that's pretty good. The turret's actually really strong. Just all around here, if you're shooting anywhere except the cupolas are pretty weak. Very strong. Also, one thing that's really good about this tank is it side scrapes really well. So let's look at the visual model here. Sure, you can shoot the upper plate, but if you start shooting in here, you're just going to get auto bounces. And then this little part here, which is like covered by these lights, it makes it look like it's just an overmatch or a nice shot into the upper plate here. But a lot of people are going to shoot this just a shot trap, so it's really good. If you're fighting this tank, go for the upper plate or the lower plate, or for the cupolas. If it's over angled, you can, of course, shoot the front sprockets, but generally, aim for the cupolas on this tank. They're pretty big. I would say they're pretty easy to hit as well. Alright, let's check out some gameplay. Alright, so this is the very first game we played. We got Ensk, and this tank, I'm sorry, but it just looks hilarious. Like, it's the Lunar New Year's camo on this tank, Chinese tank, and it looks so cool. You got the bull's head on the end of the barrel. I'm sorry, it just looks kind of out of place, but it's so eye-catching that I found myself driving around and just everybody is staring at me. It was really funny. The tank looks like something out of some fantasy game. So, remember that really good side armor I was talking about? We're able to use the side scraping ability of this tank really well here. Get a nice lucky bounce from that Progetto. And he's going to commit on us. Maybe he just wants to shoot the new tank, but another bounce into my side there. Beautiful stuff. And a third. Get the kill here. But one thing you can see is our reload time, 13 seconds, is a very, very long time. That is something that you have to deal with this tank. Your DPM maxed out is like 1800, just under 1800. So I'm trying to look for the nice shot into this TD here, but nothing's going. You can see me getting frustrated by shaking my mouse around. I do that every once in a while. Get a nice shot there, though. Now let's talk about the rounds. The standard rounds have about 230 millimeters a pen, give or take. Really good shell velocity, APCR of course. And the heat has 299 millimeters. So for a tier 8 medium tank, 299, very good. When I was reading Wargaming's description of the tank, they described the tank as being a sniper, a long-range sniper. But honestly, I feel like this tank with its really nice side armor and decent profile, I feel like it can do pretty well in close-range situations, but you have to think about your reload, because your reload is going to hold you back. You're going to have to hit every single shot, be very efficient, and if you're not being efficient, I know I had games where I was playing this tank where I missed a couple shots and the game was over either way before I could really make a huge impact. So you need to be hitting your shots, loading the correct shells, being very efficient with it, and yeah, really utilizing that shell speed as well to bleed light tanks. That's something that you can definitely do. Nice high roll into the low. You can see me be really happy about it there. Alright, let's go to the next clip. The more I play this tank, the more I realize that how efficient you need to be. It's just that 13-second reload really limits you. And you need to make sure that your 400 alpha gun, it's singing. It's kind of a weird alpha for a tier 8 medium, huh? Like a lot of the bigger alpha tier 8s have 390 alpha, 360, but this one has 400, so it's definitely one of the highest at tier 8. I think it might be the highest among all tier 8 mediums. No, that's not true. There's a couple of 440. So, getting a nice shot there into the SU. I think this is a pretty good example of what the average game, or just a normal game of World of Tanks is. Not loaded in time for this Brigetto story, this tank's life. You know, I feel like on YouTube, you can cherry pick replays all day long to make yourself look like the greatest player of all time. However, on Twitch and live streaming, you don't have the ability to do that, so maybe that's the appeal of Twitch. But I kind of wanted to show you guys what a little bit more of an average game looked like. You know, the struggles of this tank. I'm not here just to say, oh, this tank is the greatest tank ever. Oh my gosh, look at all the things it can do. It has no weaknesses. This tank definitely has weaknesses. Just, you know, the DPM, it's a bit of a problem. It was a bit slow. So, as you can see, if you look at the mini-map, we don't have a full view range circle. And the reason for that is we took our optics off and put on turbo. What turbo is going to do is it's going to bump our speed up to 55 kilometers per hour and our reverse speed to 18. And most of all, it's going to help our power to weight. So basically, it's just going to help us drive a little bit quicker up ridges and just reach that top speed a little bit faster. My favorite thing about running turbo is the reverse speed, because if you're able to poke up, get a shot, use your turret and reverse quickly and get out of the situation very fast, you can get, you know, 1 to 2 shots off and not even take anything in return. So having a good reverse speed, I think my favorite tank with a really good reverse speed is the STB. Get that thing up to like 28, 29 in reverse, and you're just zooming around backwards. It's kind of funny to watch. You can actually run away from people backwards in that tank. But back to this tank. Trying to find angles here, and we're getting a bit surrounded. Our team is winning the game, but the enemy is winning city, which is honestly kind of strange, because usually on the map Berlin, whoever wins city wins the game. But apparently our team is rather aggressive in the south. Ugh, Artie, don't even get me started. I know I'm not known as the greatest Artie apologist. We'll just say that. But you know, it can be kind of annoying. I think my personal opinion about Artie is that Artie's annoying for everyone to play and to be played against. Nobody likes getting shot by Artie, but also I think it's pretty annoying to play Artie with how much RNG. And I don't think Artie is overpowered. I think Artie is just broken in its current state. But hopefully the changes that are upcoming to it will fix it. So nice shot to the track here. This SU, he was so annoying. Man just kept pumping shots into me. Him and the Artie. So we're playing this corner, but you can see like the frustration of this reload. It's definitely making things a little difficult on me here. Playing with this IS-3, just getting smashed by Artie. Playing together, IS-3 goes down. Now, in a situation like this, the best thing you can do, you're surrounded, is you need to start being aggressive and taking people out. See, this SU pushes up to get a shot on me. We get a kill. It's really an old army tactic. If you are surrounded, right, you need to pick the weakest flank and push through. You need to take one enemy at a time with you. We kill the Leo here. Let's see if we can get behind the tank. Can we hide? No, we cannot. We go down here in a blazing glory. But yeah, I think we did the best we can, and you know, that's the frustrations of World of Tanks right there. Let's go to the next clip. If you think about it, this tank is really unique to the Chinese medium line. Most of the Chinese tanks, I'm thinking of the 121, the T-34-3, these tanks are they're almost like fake heavy tanks, right? They don't have a lot of gun depression, they usually have good turrets, good penetration, decent guns, but they're not really medium tank snipers like this tank is. This tank does very well at range, and that's one of the things I love about it the most. In that regard, it reminds me of the Leopard. Just the gun at first tier hits so hard. The alpha is very nice. Just all around, I feel very, very comfortable sniping at range. So you can see we hit this shot into this EBR, light him on fire. It doesn't even look that hard, honestly. Like, this gun, it hits shots very well. The tank is mobile. It's got pretty decent armor, so in that regard, it's not really a leopard, but it's, you know, definitely a plus to have armor. I think if this tank, if it had no armor, but was fast like the leopard, and they dropped the reload just a little bit to compensate for it, you know, losing its armor, I think this tank would be great. Borderline overpowered a tier 8 leopard. However, it's definitely not a tier 8 leopard. It has some abilities to brawl in close range situations, which makes it very flexible. So a tier 8 tank that's flexible, that can snipe, that can play close range. It does have a major drawback, but one thing that I've always noticed about tanks and major drawbacks, if you have a tank that's basically min-matched, like something that's like got things that's really good about it, the things that are really bad about it. So if it only has one thing that's like really annoying, you can generally overcome that one thing by focusing on the better attributes and hiding the poor attributes. So that's kind of what I think that you're going to have to do with this tank. You're going to have to play to its strengths. Don't put it in situations where it needs to be fighting multiple tanks at once, trying to reload, shooting a bunch of people. Not that you should do that anyway, but definitely not in this tank. You want to be looking for those nice shots where DPM isn't needed, where you're getting a shot every 20-25 seconds, and the battle and the fight is extended a little bit. You want to be in long engagements with this tank. You don't want to be in situations where you're, you know, trading one for one, because in a lot of situations, this tank is going to be taking two hits for every time it fires if it's in that situation. So, you know, you can see us using our mobility a little bit, finishing off this fight. Got some really nice shots in there. Um, I tell you though, dropping the optics definitely hurts. For view range purposes, you're definitely not going to get as much spotting, even though we just spotted the stir firing in the bush there. But you're going to struggle to get that spotting, so that's where I think you're going to have to use the APCR, that standard shell, and we get some nice tracking assist. If you're trying to 3-mark or 2-mark this tank, um, you're definitely going to struggle a little bit with the assistance. So, in my opinion, I think so. On my crew, I have a pretty decent crew, right? I have Brothers in Arms, I have Situational Awareness, and I have Recon. So all of those three are going to help with my view range so that I can drop optics and run at about 410, 420 view range. It's definitely very doable. However, if you don't have those crew skills and you're, you know, remember the base view range is 370, definitely going to struggle a little bit. So I would recommend probably keeping the optics. Probably the better way to go. There's a G-Sword just popped up here. Overall, I think this tank is balanced. I think it's good. I don't think it's like ridiculously overpowered like some premiums that have come out in the past. Do I think it's worth it to grind for the marathon? Perhaps. As I always say, if you're going to try to get one of these tanks, don't grind the whole thing out. It takes forever. Grind 7 or 8 levels, get that 70-80% discount. And yeah, it's just a great way to get a tank, you know, pay $10-15 and instead of, you know, spending $80. So don't buy it right away, get your discount, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, like and subscribe, and I wish you an awesome epic time. Have a good one, boys. See you later.